I woke up this morning and my back was in intense pain. And I don't mean like you worked out last night and you're a little sore, like, oh man, it's sort of like, I legitimately was scared about my welfare. Like, it hurt so much to get out of bed. I've never really felt that before. I felt things like that where it was painful, but I couldn't even get out of bed for the first half hour. I was just struggling and finding some way to get out. And I was legitimately scared. Like, did I tear something? Am I going to be okay? Do I have to go to the hospital? Am I going to have to go to physical therapy for like weeks? I actually did have to go to physical therapy once when I hurt my knee while I was running. I didn't like fall on it or anything. It was just stress from me running improperly while I was trying to get in shape. This type of thing just happens, especially since I'm such a tall person. My body's just not going to do as well as other people's who are more normal height. I'm so much taller, and that's not a good thing for the most part in terms of your health. Now I'm fine. I'm better. It still hurts a lot, but now it's like a normal pain. I can stand up. I can walk. I can pick things up, so I'm doing better. But I'm still a little scared, especially since it was kind of sore yesterday, and it was getting better. But when I woke up today, it got worse. But what if tomorrow it gets even worse than that? I don't know, and it's such a scary thing, especially since I don't have the best health in the world. I do in terms of like my organs and my immune system and stuff, but in terms of like my bones and my muscles, I really don't, once again, because I'm so tall. It just creates complications for me. And you know, it goes back to that big thing that I think about a lot with, are you using your time properly? Are you making the most of your life that you can? Or are you just wasting it? I think that's what the midlife crisis is about. You're getting a certain age and you're looking back and you're saying, did I do everything I want to? Because my life is halfway over and I'm starting to panic. But when I think about it, people normally have the type of midlife crisis around their 40s or 50s. And I believe that around 45 or so is about when the human body peaks in terms of progression. Like, you continue to develop and change, but at that point, that's generally where you stop the growing and you start to deteriorate physically in pretty much every aspect, in terms of your bones and muscles, in terms of your immune system and health, in terms of your mental strength and intelligence. It starts to deteriorate after a certain point. And I feel like that's about when it happens, and I also feel like that's when people have the midlife crisis. Not only is that a concern of, are you using your time well because you only have so much, your time isn't always the same. That's another big point. Like, a year from me, now that I'm 19, isn't going to be the same for a year when I'm in my 60s or 70s, because those years are going to have much less potential. I'm not going to be able to physically do as much, and it's just a scary idea. Not only do you have a limited amount, but these are the best ones, and it puts so much pressure on me. I don't know. It's like, I feel like everybody... I say this a lot, too, but it seems like people seem to have a better grasp of what they're doing or what they want to do, or what'll work out best for them in terms of what they do. It just seems like they have so much more control, or they're at least satisfied. I know a few people who just look totally set, like they're maxing out the happiness in their life. And it's a scary thought. I don't know. You know, my grandpa actually died yesterday morning, and it's okay, because I kind of knew that he was going to for a while. He'd been sick. He was pretty old. He was in the physical rehab center. He was pretty much bedridden. It was very sad, and there was a chance that he would have been better, but for the most part I feel like we were prepared for that. And it's upsetting, but when you look, like when he got to the end of his life, he was very physically disabled. Like, at the very end, he couldn't really walk or anything, even with a walker anymore. He had to be in bed most of the time or in a wheelchair. And that's just a scary thought for me, to be in that position and realize that you haven't done everything that you want to. Because the further along you get, the less chance you have to make a difference. And that's what I'm focusing on. It's the scary idea of not knowing what you want to do. I actually know someone else who is a senior in college, but they just changed their major now. Because like, oh, I don't want to do this. This is crappy. I want to do something else. People have this realization all the time that they aren't doing what they want to do. But sometimes it's just too late. What if I get to a point where it's too late for me to make that change, where it's too late for me to fix my life, where it's too late to make progress? I don't know. I guess all that means is I can try, but to a certain extent it's out of our control. Sometimes things just happen, or you just have these realizations late. And the idea of being in that wheelchair and realizing that you haven't done everything you want to is just probably the scariest thing in my mind that you could possibly experience. I don't know.